What is going on, my patriots? How are you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of You Guessed It, Joel Davis Media Network. If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Guys, I'm having a tough week with the channel. Anybody wants to do any kind of donations, please by all means do not hesitate to do that on the Cash App. Trying to make sure that I'm able to um, go from point A to point B this week. So um, also, you can also donate on my Streamlabs donation as well. A lot of people have been complaining about donating on YouTube. Don't like how YouTube is doing everything. And good evening to you, Carlotta Ham. So please, by all means, don't hesitate to donate at all. It helps out. Always. Don't hesitate.
Getting live like we're banging colors, but instead we're
Yeah. Does not don't hesitate to donate. See what I got going on here. Move my ticker around this morning. Around here, see what's going on. So that way y'all guys can be able to see what is actually going on. Hope everybody had a good turkey day, man. I know we did. I was thankful being able to uh, spend time with friends and family. Guys, let me tell you, spending time with friends and family is a wonderful thing. Uh, whether you can't stand them or you can stand them, it is a wonderful thing because you only get one family. We can't choose our family, but if you have them, embrace them because you don't get a chance with them all the time. You know what I mean? So, shout out to my family that I spent time with, and the ones I didn't. I do love you. I appreciate you. I know that we have our differences of opinions, but at the end of the day, I adore you for being you. And it's okay for us to have a difference of opinion because that's just how that works. That's just how life works. We're not going to always be on the same page. I think a lot of people don't understand that when it comes to this game of life. We're not always going to be on the same page. We're not always going to be agreeing on things. So that's what makes us unique. All right, so enough of me talking about that. I want to tonight we're going to get into some very great topics, very dark topics really. That's going on in America that nobody's not talking about. Shout out to my boy AK Nation and what's my other partner's name? Man, this guy. I forgot his name. Black Gen Z. Sorry, Black Gen Z. Appreciate you for everything you do. Now, you know, these guys recently got the boot from the monetization program because of all the truth they're spilling. And guys, let me tell you, a lot of people are experiencing that right now. Um, we're living in a very sensitive society where people don't want the truth. The truth is very uh true and far between. People want a fairy tale. So when you dealing with people that want fairy tales, this is what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with a lot of lies. We're dealing with a lot of uh hypocrisy. And let me tell you, uh it's gonna be that way. You're gonna see a lot of people switch over to the other side. It's just what it is. A lot of people are gonna start going more and more onto what they call that joint, Rumble, because Rumble is a free platform of free thought, and you ain't got to worry about all that. And you're gonna see a lot of people start paying more on these other platforms, like what's the other one called? I was talking about it the other day. Locals. You won't see people going to locals and stuff like that because they just don't. They're just gonna be tired of the BS. People want the truth. That's all people want. That's all what people ever wanted. People don't want lies, and it's sad that people don't understand the uh actual um how can I put this, devastation that you create when you do all these lies. Lies is not helpful for no one. It's not. You don't see people get excited over a lie. Cause see, what thing about lies is you gotta keep creating more of those damn things to continue to get people to believe your story. You gotta always tell a lie to cover the other lie and another lie and another lie until before you know it, the lie is out of control. I mean, it really is. And people don't understand that. I mean, people don't understand that. I mean, it amazes me how people can continue to act like that lies are just as easy as one, two, three. And that telling a lie is just going to just make everything go away. Unfortunately, it makes things worse. It shoots down your credibility. It's just awful. It's just an awful situation. So enough about me rumbling about that kind of stuff. We're gonna talk about tonight. This young man here. We're gonna switch over to the cameras here. Well, I got the cameras off. Wife is not feeling good today. Again, my wife is under the weather. That's why I have my picture up again. Anybody want to donate to the Cash App to, like I said, support what we're going through right now, please do. It helps not only with this program, because people don't understand that it. I know it's tough on everybody, but it's definitely tough on us content creators that still starting and getting it out the mud. So give me one moment here. Let me put that across the screen for you guys here on the chat. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Cat. I appreciate you. Every little bit helps. Give me 1 second here. And I got a new Cash App too. Um, and I'm putting it in here right now. I don't really donate to the other one no more. So y'all can just donate to this one right here. And I'm also putting in my donations from Streamlab from the website. I'm doing that right now. So give me 1 second before I start. Hold on. HTTP. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. Gotta get my thoughts together. Okay. I got it now. All right. Okay. We getting it. I got it here. I'm finna pin it to the message so y'all can see. And when we open it, this is the way you can donate through Streamlabs. It's called in Tip Stream, and you ain't got to worry about the little man or middleman or whatever y'all say y'all can't stand. All right. Let's go up here and let's start with the first story. Tonight we're gonna start with this right here, and tonight we're gonna get in deep. We are going to play some of the footage of some of the survivors. Okay, what they went through, what they talked about. So give me 1 second here, cause this is gonna be deep. I have to do this. I have to make sure that people know what is going on. Now, let me download one more thing. I meant to do that earlier. All right, give me 1 second. All right. I wanted to download this earlier, but I forgot. We about to download it now. Give me a brief second. All right. Back to my stuff here. Add it to my scene. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I gotta make sure I got this in here because they've been dinging us lately on this, so I'm trying to make sure they got it. All right. All right. There you go. That's what we'll be using tonight. So anytime we gotta use that Joker, that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna throw that up there so they'll know that that's what we're using. So nobody can say we didn't do fair use before we do these videos. We got a lot we got to break down. All right, so with that being said, we done did all that. Let's go ahead on and let's jam into what we got to talk about tonight. Now, if you've been maybe hiding under a rock, because this is the only way you cannot hear about this. The Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm back. The Chesapeake, Virginia Walmart on Battlefield Boulevard was shot up by a manager. At first, we thought it was a team lead, but he is a manager. He is a salary Walmart manager, Andre Bing. Now, Andre Bing started his evening like any other shift. He started his meeting around about 10:50, around about 10:10 p.m. And if you haven't worked at Walmart, Walmart consists of 3 shifts. You have your morning shift, your first shift, as they would call it, where you go in at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever your shift is to start your day while it's light. Then you have what you call the evening shifts. It comes in between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the evening. And then you have what you call the night shifts. These are the people that come in at 10 o'clock in the evening, ready to rock and roll. They work in all types of departments of the store. Okay, and their job is to get things accomplished, stock, put stuff up, work on special projects, whatever they are assigned to do. All right, and a lot of times unload some of the trucks that has came in late that evening, so they can get that stuff on the floor, so it'll be new, fresh product when shoppers start trickling in the morning. Now, when they have these team meetings, it's supposed to be about what got going on, what information to put out. Well, the team lead walks in and says, hey, it's going to be a late night tonight. And then they hear him. And then around the corner, a light night tonight, excuse me. And then around the corner, they see their manager comes in and starts deleting random people. Now, this thing was so devastating and horrible that, this is one of those situations you could not sleep on. I think liberal media as well started reporting on it because they had no other choice. Because, yeah, it was a Sun man that did this, but there was no narrative this time. You couldn't say it was a white man being oppressed. You couldn't spin it. This was a man who actually was on a mission. And that mission was to delete as many people as possible. Now, here is what's even crazier about this story. After deleting 6 people. 6 people is no longer with us, and you got 4 more in the hospital. 1 got released today. You got 3 more still in bad shape and stable condition. This man wrote on his phone a manifesto. Now, guys, let me tell you about people that write manifestos, okay? I want y'all to understand something here. And I'm going to read the manifesto, and I'm going to break down what manifestos mean by people that do this type of stuff. Now, here we go. And bear with me. I'm going to read this. And if you don't want to hear me read it, you want to read it personally yourself, I'll put the link down below on where you can find the manifestos, where it's been written, where it's been screenshotted. Give me 1 second here. Wait for my computer to load. Now I'm gonna make this sound very dramatic. Shout out to my mic. I love my mic. You can make it sound so dramatic when you read these things. Sorry, God. I failed you. This was not your fault, but my own. I failed to listen to the groans of the Holy Spirit, which made me a poor representation of you. I was harassed by idiots with low intelligence and a lack of wisdom. I remained strong through most of the torment, but my dignity was completely taken away, beyond repair, by my phone getting hacked. I can't say that they were the only ones that lacked intelligence and wisdom. I was just as guilty and failed my management team and everyone that ever loved me by convincing them that I was normal. And the associates orchestrated it. They laughed and made subtle code speeches, which I eventually figured out. I thought so and so was my friend, but he betrayed me. Betrayal is one of the worst feelings next to regret. They laughed at me and said I was like Jeffrey Dahmer. I would have never killed anyone that entered my home. A few months back, I had overheard unknown subject talking to another unknown subject, and he told me that he had been trying to get rid of me since day one. After I heard that, I lashed out. The associates gave me evil, twisted grins, mocked me, and celebrated my downfall. The last day. That's why they suffered the same fate as me. Anonymous from maintenance was emanting with the Holy Spirit when I could feel people thought that she was crazy for walking out. But unlike me, she actually listened to the Holy Spirit. Like Anonymous knew that they were antagonizing me. So one day, she approached me in personnel and apologized to me. On her last day, she looked me in the eyes, terrified by a demonic aura. My true intent was never to murder anyone. Believe it or not, I was actually one of the most loving people in the world. If you would get to know me, I just wanted a wife that was actually yoked as I, and obsessed over the thought, however, I didn't deserve a wife. I hope that people will learn from everyone's mistakes and truly love God and not the material possessions of the world. My only wish would have been to start over from scratch, and that my parents would have paid close attention to my social deficits. Sorry, with the sad face emoji. Everyone but I did not plan this. I promise things just fell in place like I was led by the Satan. I have written songs in the past, though I only did it when I realized that my phone was hacked and was given the worst feeling imaginable. I wish that I could have saved everyone from myself. I will spare Anonymous because I have a special place for her in my heart because my mother died from cancer. Please, Anonymous, let everyone know that bitter seed apricots are the cure for cancer and not the doctor. My God, forgive me for what I'm going to do. This is this man's manifesto. Let's talk about manifestos, guys. If you notice, for a lot of mass shooters in America and across the globe. They do these manifestos. A lot of them are very how can I put this? And by the way, Deshaun, thank you, man. I appreciate you for that. Saying happy Thanksgiving to me in the chat. Let me go back here and read some of these comments before I break down this manifesto stuff. Shout out to Rebook and Reprove. They would try to spin this story to suggest white Trump supporters were bullying the poor black guy, and that's why he snapped. It could be, bro, but you can't spin this. Man, getting back to what I was saying. They write these manifestos a lot of times because they're going through something, you know. A lot of people that write these manifestos, a lot of them are, and like I said, I'm no certified therapist whatsoever. This is just regular research of what I have gathered and what I have read online. A lot of these folks go through what you call psychosis slash bipolar episode. I mean, not bipolar, but schizophrenic episode. He showed a lot of signs of that. He always talked about he was afraid of his phone being spied upon. Like, he was obsessed with that. He talked about that. I heard a lot of people say that in the news conferences and online and stuff. He also was very adamant about how people perceived him. Now, this is another issue in the community. We see this all the time. When we see a straight-laced son man or son woman, we always want to go and joke on them. We want to laugh. And I'm guilty of it too. I used to be the same way. Oh, man, so-and-so so uptight, man. He nerdy. Oh, man, I bet if he get this, he get that, he go crazy. You know, always jonesing them, joking on them. And a lot of times, people that act that way, they're socially awkward because they have never been given the chance to socially fit in. You know what I mean? I know I'm not making excuses on this guy. I'm just being honest. I mean, nah, you're here, Devin. You're not alone. There's a lot of people in here. There's examples of this. Like, when you're in Blackistan, right? And you're the smart kid. You know, you're the kid that plays Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh collector. You like playing these Final Fantasy video games. You know, you like playing chess. You know, like, you really into very deep logical thinking type of exercises. A lot of kids that's from Blackistan, you know what I'm saying, they like to make fun of you. Oh, man, look at that nerd. Look at nerd himself, man. He out here doing calculus, man, and he only in 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, or oh, man, I can't believe this. You know, all that stuff. 9 times out of 10, they're being socially awkward. Oh, my wife said hey to y'all. She ain't feeling good. You know what I'm saying? And then let's talk about when you become an adult, having that social awkwardness. It's hard for those type of young people, those type of people to adjust. So when they go and move on to being an adult, now it's even more complicated. And let's talk about, he also said, I wanted a wife that was equally yoked. So this is a spiritual fight inside of his mind. He's like, okay, I'm mocked by everybody. I'm socially awkward. I'm guaranteed he's the type of guy that he's probably done went up to women or a woman that he had a crush on and tried to talk to, and he got blown away. as in, I don't know, you are not no, or you just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like eh, when you're socially awkward like that, you don't know how to fit in. Now you can tell that he came from a two-parent home. Okay? You can tell that he came from a two-parent home because he says in this manifesto that he tried to make sure that his parents knew that he was normal. Hold on, give me a second. Let me read back the way he said that. Said something about his parents not recognizing social awkwardness. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get the way he says it. Here we go. Oh man, $5 for Chanel Zeke. Thank you for popping it off, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. This is what he said now. He said the following. He said, my only wish would have been to start over from scratch and that my parents would have paid closer attention to my social deficits. So he was screaming out for help the whole time. But the parents probably looked at it as, he just growing pains. That's Andre. That's just how he is. Oh, Andre just so serious. People just don't. He's just trying to be an achiever. So you can tell by the way he said that he was an overachiever. He was a go getter. He was one of those type of dudes. He was an overachiever to the point he was aggressive. Okay, and this is what made him that way. He couldn't socially fit in. He always felt like he had to prove himself. So right there, that just tells you just by that what you're facing. Now let's talk about the coworkers that said about why he couldn't get along, that he couldn't get along with people. People that goes through these eternal battles, they do have a hard time getting along with people. And when they do get close to somebody, it don't take much for them to get a misunderstanding to make for them to think that you're against them because they're on edge. In their mind, they're against the world. In their mind, yeah, they trust you or say they trust you as a friend, but you got to be careful with them because all it takes is for you to do one type of action and it could be harmless. This person that he said, oh, okay. All right, April, I'll go over it again. So I'm gonna read the manifesto again. So y'all can hear it, so I can break it down more. My wife said for me to go over it again. So let me get it back into my soap opera voice. So give me one moment. Again, rest in peace to the 6 man that passed away. Let's do it one more time. Sorry, God. I failed you. This was not your fault, but my own. I failed to listen to the groans of the Holy Spirit, which made me a poor representation of you. I was harassed by idiots with low intelligence and a lack of wisdom. I remained strong through most of the torment, but my dignity was completely taken away beyond repair by my phone getting hacked. I can't say that they were the only ones that lacked intelligence and wisdom. I was just as guilty and failed my management team and everyone that ever loved me by convincing them that I was normal. Anonymous and the associates orchestrated it. They laughed and made subtle, cold speeches, which I eventually figured out. I thought Anonymous was my friend, but he betrayed me. Betrayal is one of the worst feelings next to regret. They laughed at me and said that I was like Jeffrey Dahmer. I would have never killed anyone that entered my home. A few months back, I had overheard Anonymous talking to Anonymous, and he told me that he had been trying to get rid of me since day one. After I heard that, I lashed out. The associates gave me evil, twisted grins, mocked me, and celebrated my downfall the last day. That's why they suffered the same fate as me. Anonymous from maintenance was emanating with the Holy Spirit, which I could feel. People thought that she was crazy for walking out, but unlike me, she actually listened to the Holy Spirit. Like Anonymous knew that they were antagonizing me, so one day she approached me in personnel and apologized to me. On her last day, she looked me in the eyes, terrified by a demonic aura. My true intent was never to murder anyone. Believe it or not, I was actually one of the most loving people in the world. If you would get to know me, I just wanted a wife that was equally yoked as I and obsessed over the thought. However, I didn't deserve a wife. I hope that people will learn from everyone's mistakes and truly love God and not the material possessions of the world. My only wish would have been to start over from the scratch, that my parents would have paid closer attention to my social deficits. Sorry. Sad face emoji. Everyone but I did not plan this. I promise things just fell in place like I was led by the Satan. I have written songs in the past, though. I only did it when I realized that my phone was hacked and was given the worst feeling imaginable. I wish that I could have saved everyone from myself. I will spare Anonymous because I have a special place for her in my heart, because my mother died from cancer. Please, Anonymous, let everyone know that bitter seed apricots are the cure for cancer and not the doctor. My God, forgive me for what I'm going to do. All right, so I did that for everyone because, my wife wanted me to go over for everybody that just came in late, so I did that. So, reading it again, you can see that there's a lot of psychological issues. Again, I am not a shrink, okay? But I'm just going by what I have observed and what I've seen people that have been in these situations before do this kind of thing before they've been stopped, you know what I'm saying, before anybody got hurt. You can also tell he still got a lot of pain for the loss of his mother, because he put that basically he was going to let, and when I said anonymous, these are people's names, okay? This person he was going to spare because to him, this person reminds him more like his mother, or the situation that she was in basically reminds him of what his mother passed away from. So you got that going on. That was another thing that was bothering. Then you got to look at another thing that he talked about. And then get back to that when I was saying before I had to read it again about the wife situation. He was seeking for love. He was seeking for love. but he could never find it because it goes back to him saying he's socially awkward. Remember, he said he had a social deficit. So people didn't know how to take him because he was always on, seriousness on. This is the type of guy who probably would snap. He was the type of guy, he's probably in a relationship with a woman, he would be obsessive. I'm just being 100. He would be obsessive. He would probably be the guy that if he got with a woman, he would be obsessive. She could not breathe. I'm just being honest. You could tell he's that type of dude. He would be that type of guy. He would be obsessive. And he's an overachiever. So she would have to basically fit the mold of what he wanted. She would have to be one of those women that just did everything he said and not question it. And basically, stroke his ego. I mean, that's just what type of guy you could tell by the vibe that he is. Because he needed that. Because he's so socially awkward. And that's sad but true. Then you gotta look at too where he said people were mocking him. You could tell that he cannot stand any kind of criticism, any joking of any kind. He feels like nobody can talk to him outside of being serious. I mean, people talked about how he was. Co-workers said, hey, he was told he was the one to watch out for. Shout out to Chanel Zeke again, another $5 super chat. She said, dude sounds like someone on his phone drove him crazy. CIA, FBI, online bullshit, isn't it? I don't think it was somebody online on Chanel. I think in this guy's case, in his situation, I think that he was suffering from what they call that thing. Oh my God. Schizophrenia. Probably a psychosis. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, this is what this dude was probably suffering from, and he just could not distinguish facts from reality. Because he always talked about how he felt about his psychosis, yeah. He always talked about how he felt about his phone being always hacked and watched. I mean, he would put a tape over the camera, which I know a lot of people that do that. There's a lot of dudes I serve with that still do that, get things to cover the camera on their phone, even in the front, because they feel like, they could be watched by the government. I mean, a lot of people like that. But he took it to a whole new level. Like, he seriously act like he was always watched by the government in his mind. That's why he never had no social media. That's why people can't find him on social media, Twitter. He didn't believe in those. He didn't do Instagram because he felt like that was a way of people trying to track you. So this dude was very, very, very adamant that the government could get him, and it had to be somebody tragic somebody in his circle influenced him that in an early age. Because a lot of people that don't have social media and think like that, they were influenced by an older person in an early age that, hey, you have anything on with social media, they could track it. I've never been like that. I mean, I'm not scared of social media because I ain't got nothing to hide. I mean, I always felt like, it is what it is. I'm going to have a social media because, I think social media is a gift and a curse. I think it gets a lot more, how can I put this? It gets a lot more dangerous when you can't discipline yourself, you know what I'm saying, from fantasy to reality. Because see, when you online, you can be anything you want. I mean, I'm being real. Online, you could be anything you want. You can go out here. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Chanel. There's a lot of people that don't have social media but YouTube. You can go out here, you can rent you the hottest, Lambo. You can, you can get you and rent you a Airbnb. You can take some photos and stuff and make people think that you balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, you could be that dude living in a trailer park and driving a 15-year-old truck that barely making it. You know that? I mean, people don't understand that. You could go look at how many men and women go behind the screens and create this fictitious being that they are, and make people think that they're just this awesome person that's seeing the world. And some places go as far as saying they single, but in real life they got a family at home, a wife, a husband. They just like going out on the internet, living out a fantasy. You know, I mean, like I said, on the internet you can be who the hell you want to be on the behind that screen. I know it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. You could be anything you want behind that screen. I mean, anything you want behind that screen. I mean, look at what we see all the time. We be breaking down these OnlyFans models that get fired from this, professional positions and stuff like that. Even though they're doing public service work or whatever, but behind the screen, they get involved because they can live that fantasy. They can be whoever they want. I mean, you see it, people now wearing masks when they do content, not only just adult content on OnlyFans, not getting off topic, but even on Twitter, because you can be anything you want online. I mean, it's sad but true. And again, like I said, this man also had a spiritual battle inside himself, because it seemed like to me that he felt like that he wasn't doing enough in his life. I mean, to be 30 years old and be a manager, that's an accomplishment in Walmart. A lot of people don't get, but maybe team lead. He became a manager in 10 years. That's pretty impressive. But it seems like to me he wasn't satisfied with his life. He even got it, just purchased almost a quarter $1,000,000 home, put $30,000 down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is just being real. This dude ain't no, you know what I'm saying? This dude's, you can tell he's an achiever. He's the type of dude he likes to achieve. He likes to be that dude when it comes to being A1. And he just took it too far to the point he couldn't know how to turn it off. That's why people didn't like him. Now we're gonna go and listen to some of these survivors tonight. Now, guys, before we get and start listening to some of these survivors, before I put up my fair use warning, guys, a lot of these survivors, okay, is gonna probably make you very sad. I'm gonna let you know now, maybe make you even cry, but this gotta be talked about, visited, and again, this is going to be considered fair use. I will break down each and every part of these videos. If you want to see it without the with me breaking it down, you have to go on YouTube, search it, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is from my wife. She said, "Y'all, I'm going to rest. Thank you all so much for supporting my husband and for the donations. It is greatly appreciated. It is all of it's going to is between the move and I everyday living expenses, guys. I mean, that's all it is. Every time y'all donate, that's what it goes to. I mean, in the channel. I mean, that's all it does. I ain't gonna lie. And everything else. And hopefully, guys, I don't get demonetized from YouTube. I'm trying everything I can to keep it real and not lie to the people. Let's go check on Rumble and see if anybody talked over there, because I've been so busy over in here. Let me see what Rumble got going on. I don't want people to think I forgot about Rumble. So I'm doing Rumble like crazy tonight. All right, no chats over there. I don't know who all has went over there. If you haven't followed me on Rumble, go ahead on on my posts and follow your boy. Also, too, I'm thinking about incorporating call-ins on this channel. I don't know if y'all be down for that. Oh man, thank you very much, Chanel. You just lighting it up tonight. I appreciate you. Good wife, even good life. Take care of each other, yo. Of course, Chanel. I am. That's my girl. Oh, One Hope. Thank you for coming in the building. I appreciate you as well. Also, guys, join the membership. Join the membership. Join the membership. Chanel, you can go ahead and join that membership. It's only $2 a month. Also, if you want to be lead patriot, it's $5 a month. So I would invest in it, man. I'm about to start dropping videos for members only. I'm gonna start doing members only videos. I know I've been saying I would, but I am going to do it starting in December. Members only videos that I'm going to start dropping on. Try to do it on Fridays and Saturdays. A custom video just for members, talking about a specific topic. I'm not going to put it out on the YouTubes because right now it's hot. You know what I'm saying? YouTube streets is hot. They trying to shut everybody down that's conservative and talking too strong. So I'm just trying to make my stuff uh very you know what I'm saying, very smooth. So I'm about to clean up a little bit and leave all my stuff to on that. Mark B. Wee said Jesus is real. After this, I supposed to be in jail by now, but the drunk test needed it update. Mark, you better be careful out here, boy. You know it's the holidays, man. Don't be doing that, man. I don't need to lose none of y'all guys, man. Y'all take care of y'allself, man. Don't be out here like this. And I'm telling you now, it's dangerous in these holidays. All right, let's go up here to YouTube, man. Yeah, man. Go to YouTube right quick. Again, shout out to my beautiful wife, man. That girl's sick, but I'm gonna make sure she's straight. I'm gonna give y'all this, and then we're gonna jump into another topic and wrap it up tonight. Thank y'all for hanging out with your boy. Y'all could have been anywhere on the YouTube space, but y'all hanging out with me. I want to put it out there. There will be no late night stream tomorrow. I have to go to work at 5 in the morning. But I tell you what you can do, Charles. Oh man, here we go again. Another $5 super chat from my girl on Chanel. JD Hoodie just started streaming again. Get up with him and tell him to get Uriah on. All right, I will. We will. We will. We'll link up. Not only I'm gonna link up with him, I'm gonna try to link up. I'm gonna bring back our old friend. Uh oh man. His name was 45. God, I forgot his name. Craig Long 45. Yeah, I'm gonna get Craig Long back. I'm gonna get Craig Long back. Oh man. So let me go up here and put. I'm gonna go up here and try to look this up right quick. All right, thank you, Chanel. I appreciate for the love, Chanel. You know you welcome anytime. So I ain't getting no CNN. I'm gonna go with the ABC News one. but this was really tough. Saw this one today. I'm gonna go ahead on and get onto that. Good night, Zeke. Now I'm gonna go and do a disclaimer. Hold on. Let me go pause this. All right, it's paused.
Our next guest is an eyewitness to the deadly shooting inside that Walmart.
Let's pause. All right, hold on. I know what I'm about to show. I know what I'm about to show. Hold on. Fair use statement. I want to make sure everybody is clear. This is fair use. I am not trying to change or alter anything on this video. I am giving claim to what his claim is due. This is not my video. I'm just using this as a tool to break down what the victim is saying. Okay? So I'm going to play clip by clip. So this is a fair use. So I want to make sure all you jokers see this before you try to say, oh my God, you used my video. All right. Since I put that out the way, let's continue.
She says she worked alongside the shooter one day before the tragedy and was inside of that break room when the suspect opened fire. Her name is Breonna Tyler. She's only been a Walmart employee, she tells, for a couple of months, and she joins us now live from her home. Breonna, thank you for taking the time for being with us. How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm still processing things. I can't get the visual out of my head, but I'm okay physically, of course, but just mentally and emotionally, it's definitely a lot to take in. It definitely is a lot, but I'll be okay.
I mean,
Yeah, I heard what she said, man. That's a lot to take in. And she's got a point. I mean, this woman saw something that only trained killers that work for the US of A as soldiers see. And even they sometimes, or a lot of times, can't process it. And this is a regular civilian. She wasn't prepared for this. It wasn't like she was going to walk in and hear, oh, well, yeah, I'm going to witness, my coworkers perish before my eyes. So there's going to be a lot there. Nah, it ain't Saturday. It'll be tomorrow, Devin. That's why I told y'all I'm doing mine tonight, because I know ABL's is tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to do no afterwards after ABL. I got to be getting ready for worky. Let's continue.
I'm glad to hear that, being able to focus on that. I can't imagine. So tell us about those moments. You said processing it. What are you processing?
Well, I was literally just getting to work. Our shift is from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. I got there a few minutes late. About 10:06 is when I clocked in on my phone. I walked to the break room like normal. That's where we have our nightly meeting of where everyone's going to be, stocking their particular section. And, I'm just standing there. There were a few things that seemed like off to me about that whole night that they stick out more to me now that situation has happened. Like just different things, like the maintenance man, who actually the first person to end up getting hit, he actually went around the entire room and gave everyone trash bags, which he doesn't normally does, so that stuck out to me. And then, like, when I walked in the room, something in me told me not to sit down. I don't know exactly what it was, but something just said, just stand up, and I just stood up the entire time. And as soon as the team lead said he was about to get the meeting started, he said, all right, guys, we have a really light night tonight. And as soon as he said that, the supervisor or the manager just came around the corner and literally just opened fire and just started swaying his arm back and forth. He didn't have a target. He didn't, he wasn't aiming for anybody specifically. He literally was just shooting across the entire break room.
Imagine that. You sitting up there, and that's all you can remember from your coworkers is that. That's the final moments, man. Like, somebody just literally just started, firing. This is what this dude doing. He is firing upon you. It's a lot, man. Again, this is fair use. Fair use, fair use. And here's the thing. A lot of these workers are never, ever going to be able to go back in that store because of the trauma. They're not going to be able to go back. How can you? I mean, you just seen literally people you work with perish in front of your eyes. You saw something that people only see in the battlefield. So, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally will never be able to get over that.
It's terrifying. I mean, that just sounds unimaginable. And how did you keep yourself safe? You just hit the deck? Did you run?
I honestly, at first, I froze because I thought I was in like a simulation. It felt fake in the very moment, because I'm literally looking at this man and I see the smoke leaving the gun, but it's just not registering to me because I think it was the fact that I recognized his face. If it were someone that I had never seen before, then I feel like it would have been realer in that moment. But the fact that this is somebody that I worked with and I talked to and I was next to every day, it was just like, this can't be real. And so I saw all of my coworkers diving onto the floor, and I'm just looking around like, what's going on? And then once I saw blood, I was like, oh, this is really real. And then that's when it processed that, like, you have to run or you're gonna die. And then I just booked it through the store, and all I kept saying was, don't trip, don't fall, don't look back, just run. And that's exactly what I did. I just ran straight for the front door.
Cannot imagine what you went through. Tell us, if you can, a little bit about the supervisor, about the shooter. You said you felt uneasy about that employee meeting leading up to the shooting. Was it because of something about the supervisor, about the shooter?
Not necessarily that night, like not necessarily last night, but I would say he was just the supervisor that everyone warned everybody else about. So when you first started at that job, it was like, okay, this is the supervisor that is most likely going to pick on you, or he's going to have an issue with what you do and things like that. So, I had it noted in the back of my head that, oh, okay, cool, we might run into an issue, but I never thought that it would be anything to this extent. Because like I said, he didn't say anything. He didn't point to anyone specific. He didn't aim at anyone.
I can't believe this. So they're trying to say the gun tracker, 104,721 deaths and 24,990 injuries over the past 5 years. Now, are we talking about, when we talking about gun violence, are we including Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York City since the pandemic? Let's see, what else? Houston, Texas. Dallas, Texas. Because they have mass shootings all the time in New Orleans. Mass shooting is when someone goes and shoot a bunch of people at one time. We have mass shootings in Chicago daily. So, and then not to mention too now, Chicago has some of the toughest gun laws. That's why I keep telling people that gun laws don't work. It's not the gun, it's the people behind the gun. If we would get a lot of these folks and put their ass in jail, we wouldn't have these gun problems. You want to punish the law abiding citizen. You don't want the law abiding citizen to have nothing to protect themselves. And then when the law abiding citizen get lit up, you want to go and say, oh my God, it's a tragedy. I wish. No, 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 no. Lock the criminals up. Make it where the criminal knows if you get a gun and you fuck up, your life is over. That's all you got to do. It ain't that hard. They making it hard. Good night, Cat. For no reason. I just had to put that there. And for her to be in a situation where she felt like I don't know, man. And when she said she felt like it was a simulation, and she talked about how she saw the blood and she like, oh Lord, it's real, and she ran, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. And she's got a child, single mom. And that's what I'm saying. These women will never be the same. A lot of these women are traumatized with this. Men too now. I'm not gonna forget the men, but I'm just saying a lot of these women are traumatized because they saw this happen in front of their face. This wasn't no, I walked by and I saw the body and I didn't see the actual shooting. They seen it in live action. So yes, there's a lot here.
Specific, it was like he was just out to get any and everybody that he worked with. He genuinely just did not care.
And Brianna, you said it was a handgun that he was using?
Yes.
Have you got a sense of how many shots he got off?
He let off probably about 8 to 10 in the break room alone. Like he was just literally just swaying his arm back and forth and he was just shooting. I would say he let about a whole clip out, I would.
And Brianna, you say you've been working at that store for just a couple of months. What more can you tell us about the suspect? Did you have a sense that this was a guy who wasn't right?
I mean, he always gave off like he was like the loner type. Like he was quiet and to himself, I will say that. He just, he gave off the vibe that was just like, you don't talk to him unless you have to. Like I've never once had like a joyous, fun conversation with him. It was always about work and that was it. So whereas with everybody else, a lot of people, they laugh, they joke. I have other supervisors that I can, talk to casually. But with him, it was always just like a straight shot. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is what it is. So he wasn't like the fun, bubbly type of person. So
Y'all heard that right? He wasn't bubbly. I told y'all, this dude was straight business. Okay? This guy was straight business. In his mind, he felt like that if he let anybody got close to him, it would be a problem. That's the type. That's how he's thinking in his mind. I cannot let you get close to me because that shows a sign of weakness. And when he did try to get involved with people didn't know how to take the guy. So, when you're going through stuff like that, this guy really was socially awkward. I mean, it is what it was. And he just could not relate. He was an overachiever that couldn't relate to people. And there's a lot of people like that, man. There's a lot of people, man, that really are very smart, but do not have any type of skill to relate to people. There's a lot of people like that. They can break down everything they need to tell you about their job. They can assist you with doing your job, but having a real life conversation with them, it's like pulling hen teeth. Cause you be like, damn, this dude really is not that social. He's not. His social intelligence is nowhere near what it needs to be. And then you just feel awkward talking to that person, and they feel awkward talking to you. And how it usually becomes. Man. Ooh, I tell you, I hate that, man. I hate that the dude has become that in that regard. It really is. It really is. I don't know. Mm, 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 mm. See what we got going on here in the chats. All right, let's continue playing what this lady's saying.
Genuinely, I can't really say anything about him other than everybody just about had a trivial issue with him at one point, but nobody,
Right.
I don't think anybody could have ever guessed that he would take it to this extent.
Right. Whatever this is, he kept inside of him. Now, how has the store and the company responded to employees after the shooting? Have you heard from anyone to reach out to you, make sure you're okay, you're doing all right, do you have what you need?
I haven't heard from anyone officially. I have talked to my other coworkers, and they've asked that, if I was okay. There were coworkers outside of the store last night, of course, after everything happened, so we were all checking in with each other. Someone did come up to me and get my first and last name and make sure that, I was accounted for in the group of the employees, but I haven't spoken to, any, corporate or any, a store managers or anything like that. No, not yet. No, sir.
Brianna, I must say, I'm just so impressed with how strong you are in this moment. It's a terrifying situation. I mean, have you learned, it's early, but have you learned something about yourself and about life, or is that just a ridiculous question?
No, not ridiculous at all. I would honestly say, even though it is still early, I know that I'm handling and I know it's going to set in more, but I know that I'm handling this a lot better than most people. So I would just say it's definitely taught me how strong I am. And just to really live life to the fullest. I'm 28 and I have a 4-year-old son, and that seeing my life flash before my eyes, I feel like it definitely taught me that life can literally be taken from you at the blink of an eye. Like, you can be doing something as innocently as trying to go to work, and your life can get taken from you that fast. So I would just say, just reach out to the ones you love, keep an open relationship with them, do your best, just be a good person, because at the end of the day, you genuinely never know when you will look your child or your mother in their eyes again.
Amen to that. Brianna Tyler, we want to thank you very much for being with us. We want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, and the thanks that you have for making it out, communicates something to all of us. So thank you very much for being with us. Good luck.
Thank you. No problem. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube.
So shout out that young lady, man. She really was a G on that. I mean, she really did. She really pulled through. The other video that was heartbreaking is what the young lady went through. She talked about how she was under the desk. I mean, it's just, now, here's the victims of the shooting. Okay, hold on for 1 second.
Yeah, and Bill, as you mentioned, state police, a part of this investigation, still very active, as you can see behind me. Along with state officials, there are local and federal investigators trying to piece this all together. Meanwhile, people coming to grieve out here with a makeshift memorial set up behind me, and those who survived the shooting itself just questioning what happened and why.
When he started firing, I kind of ducked down with my daughter. There was another lady beside me.
Elise Delgado describes the moment Tuesday night's shooting began as she checked out with her 8-year-old. Taking shelter behind a shelf, she ran to safety when seeing another woman trying to escape.
When I saw that there was no shooting towards her side, I took my daughter and ran out as the guy was still shooting.
Police say the first 911 call came in at 10:12, with officers arriving 2 minutes later and in the store 2 minutes after that. But by the time they found the shooter in the store's break room, along with 2 victims, he'd already killed himself. This customer says she'd heard dozens of shots while trying to hide.
I just ducked down, I took off my shoes so they couldn't hear me moving, and I ran to like the men's clothing section and got like hid under where the jeans were.
In total, 6 people.
Now I want y'all to listen to this now. All these people in this store was traumatized, the customers and the employee. Now we just heard from the young lady that witnessed this. She said Walmart corporate office have not reached out to her. I'm telling you what's about to happen. Walmart don't reach out to these people or don't get these people some type of counseling or offer some type of services of counseling for the people that was involved in the shooting. They about to get some lawsuits. Real talk. They got like 50 lawsuits just walking around ready to go. And they can't say that they can't, you know what I'm saying, like they can run away from it. They're gonna have to settle. I mean, I'm just being 100. People I'm telling you, people lowering up now. You know what it is. You got this crazy, and then they were warned about this guy. They were warned. Good evening, Dent Machine. They were warned. It wasn't like he was just hanging out and they didn't know. Again, y'all, donate to the channel. We already up 15, man. We already up 15 tonight. Also, too, donate to the Cash App, please. Somebody bless the Cash App. It's dry. You know, any little help, any little donation to help. Be a part of the $7 challenge. You know, let's get it rocking, man. Let's try to get this channel blowing up. I mean, and you're right. Like Carlotta just said, corporate doesn't care. They don't. Why would they care? Why would they care? But they will care whenever them people start ringing their door for some money. Because they're going to have to settle. Because they're going to get sued. Somebody is going to sue Walmart because of this. Y'all already know it's going to happen. It might not happen right now because people got processed, but it's going to happen. Somebody's going to sue Walmart. I wouldn't be surprised if the employees start suing that was a part of this whole traumatic experience. If they know what I know, they better pay for them for therapy, and they better get something set aside for what they went through, because it's about to get real thick in the financial department.
People plus the shooter were killed, and police have identified the suspected gunman as 31-year-old Andre Bing. Walmart says he was an overnight team lead at the store and had worked for them since 2010. While no motive has been released, police say he had a handgun and multiple magazines on him.
Now I'm taken back by the whole.
Now, see, we done got multiple stories. Some people say he was a team lead. Some people say he's a manager. What I'm hearing from the people that worked there, he wasn't no team lead. He was a manager. So a manager is higher than a team lead, because the team lead, all they do is, you know what I'm saying, lead the team or whatever. The manager is that guy. So, yeah, I'm quite sure he's the manager.
experience, but I'm just thankful that he survived.
4 people were also injured in the shooting, including Kimberly Shoup's 24-year-old son who works at the store. She says he told her it was a normal shift and they'd gathered for their daily meeting in the break room when suddenly Bing started shooting, including hitting her son in the back.
He made it to the front of the store, and then when he made it to the front of the store, he was shot again by the same person. And at that moment, that's when he received help from another co-worker that took him outside to her vehicle until the medic showed up.
Wednesday afternoon, it remained busy outside the store as local, state, and federal investigators continued to process the scene. Meanwhile, people who were inside at the time were escorted back in to retrieve their things, while many stopped by a makeshift memorial to the victims, offering condolences for those suffering loss just before the holidays.
Just love one another during this time, especially during Thanksgiving. Just love the ones that you're surrounded by.
And this evening, officials have.
All right, guys, here's the name of the people that passed away. Now, there is a 6th one, but that is a 16-year-old minor. I don't know who that 16-year-old minor name is. I will try to do further research to see if I can find out who it is on the YouTubes. I do know that Kelly Powell, she was 50-something years old. They said she was a bubbly lady, was about to get married, actually. Next year to her fiance. Also Randy Blevins. I think he was also a night shift worker. I don't know what his role was, but he was well received. Brian Piddleton, he was 39 years old, along with me. Living his best life, going to work, and didn't know that was gonna be his last day. Tanika Johnson, she was young. I think she was like 24, and yeah. And then Lorenzo Gamble. It's sad, man. These was everyday working people. Everyday working people going to start their life working at 3rd shift at Walmart. Okay? I mean, it's sad. It really is. And he aimed at anybody that he could get aim at. That's what's even worse. Whew. It's a lot, man.
Have released the names of most of those killed in this shooting. They are 38-year-old Brian Pendleton, 52-year-old Kelly Pyle, 43-year-old Lorenzo Gamble, 70-year-old Randy Blevins, and 22-year-old Tanika Johnson. A 16-year-old boy was also killed in this shooting, but his name is being withheld because he is a minor. And again, back.
Now that's even worse. A 16. Nah, it's mine, man. I have to do that because my wife, y'all know my wife is deaf, legally deaf. So the closed captions helps her when she's watching my phone. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, she does that. That's why we have it. So ain't y'all against y'all. So when you see it, that's why. Sorry about that. Yeah, I seen that. I was gonna play that, but I'm not gonna play that night because it's a little long, and I gotta wrap up here because my wife needs me because she's not feeling well. But this just goes to show you guys a 16-year-old got killed. I mean, man, it's a lot. It really is a lot. I feel bad for that child's parent. 16 years old? He had nothing to do with this. 16. I want y'all to think about that now. 16. My daughter is 16. My son is 17. You know the horror I would have if I got that kind of phone call about my child working during the holidays. Not overnight, just the holidays. Probably wasn't even a part of the overnight team. He probably was just a regular employee, 2nd shift. Oh my God. I would be beyond devastated. Man, they would have to, bro. It'd be bad. It'd be bad. It would be bad. I might just go to the morgue and dig that joke up again. That's how mad I'd be. I'm just saying, man. The 60-year-old kid didn't deserve it. None of them didn't deserve it. None of them. None of them deserve this. That's why I always say, man, for these type of people, what's up, Bianca? Bianca fights the zombies. I'm like this. If y'all gonna do this type of stuff, man, y'all need to do this stuff without including people. I'm gonna put it like that. If you gonna do this type of damage to people, to yourself, do this without bringing innocent people involved. If you're adamant that you gotta take yourself out because of whatever you got going on in your life, don't include other people. That's the only thing I get mad about with these mass shooters that do this. Why? What are you accomplishing? I just don't get it. Getting back, y'all. Sorry about that. Dent Machine. I'm going to the comments. Said Jericho Green didn't want to give the shooter's name, not to glorify them. What's your thoughts on that? I think we need to know who these people are and why they did it. Then my thoughts is this, man. You're right. We need to know who these people name is. We're not glorifying them. We're making people aware of this is the scumbag that did it. Especially if they're alive, I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we always need to reveal their name. Only time I feel like that it's unnecessary unless you got one of those that's getting praised. Now, you know, if it's something like somebody that doing something like that some of these people that like bragging about serial killers and stuff like that, I'm out on that. No, I'm not. Now I'm definitely not gonna say your name because that's definitely trying to glorify you. But in this case, it's not glorifying. This is just making people aware that this dude needed help. They try to tell people that, and nobody wanted to listen. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's fine. He's fine. He's harmless." And now that's what happens. This Mr. Harmless has killed people. For real. He has killed people. I mean, it's just, man. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Another one says, one hope said, 16 is so young. Joe, I broke down when the 16-year-old across the street got shot twice in front of the detectives. I don't know if folks know they read you Miranda rights in case they don't survive. No, they don't care. They don't care. These people don't know. These people don't care, man. And that's what's sad. And it is a tragedy to see a young life being wasted, especially one over someone who wants to destroy their own life. That's the only thing. That's the only problem I got with this whole system of this mass shooting extravaganza these people like to do. Just quit including other people, man. That's all I'm asking. You know, if you gonna do this, if you adamant, yo, I gotta do this to make myself feel better at night, then please, by all means, do it yourself. Don't put other people in there, man. Don't put other people in there. Mother said, one host said, yeah, I still have blood on me. Happened to me twice. Oh, Lord. God bless you, One Hope. Dent Machine said, maybe treat people how you want to be treated. Exactly. That too. All I'm saying is a lot of these corporate businesses need to start paying attention to the employee. The employee telling you that, whatever this person that you work with, manager or whatever, is not stable, you better take your behind and find out what's going on. Oh yeah, exactly. That you right, Dent Machine. And Charlotte that show do it. Your behind could be dead on arrival. They gonna handcuff you to something. They gonna handcuff you until you take your last breath. And that's it. Then when you take your official last breath and the coroner say you dead, then they unhandcuff you. Sure is. They'll handcuff you till the coroner comes. Till the coroner comes to pronounce you dead, you handcuffed. I've seen that. That show is procedure in North Carolina. And I think South Carolina too. And I think Georgia. So yeah. Hold on for 1 second, guys. All right, so I want to give y'all. I know this took a lot of the program time. I'm going to give y'all another situation here that happened in D.C. Now, shout out to AK Nation. He went into it more depth than I can tonight. But I want to talk about a guy named Kelvin Blowe. Okay, right quick. Out of DC. This is gonna be a quick one. Because the reason why I'm not going to get in depth with him, because this dude, to me, you know what they say. I ain't trying to sound messed up, but you reap what you sow. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead on and tell you a synopsis of Kelvin Blowe. So Kelvin Blowe was on the DC City Council. Okay, he's like 32 years old. Dude actually went to jail for, I think, robbery, served his time and got out. You know what I mean? Well, he was also one of the people that was adamant on making sure that DC Historic Criminal Code overhaul would make it where people that commit these crimes. Yeah, I did. I saw that Dent Machine Company. I reported on that last night. Check that stream. So, he fought to get this bill passed. So the city council passed the bill last week, and guess what? While they were passing the bill, before they could pass the bill, he got deleted. Now, Kelvin Blowe was 32. He worked with the DC Justice Lab. He was a group that advocates for criminal justice reform in the city. Make sure your criminal will get out. He also did security work. Early last Tuesday morning, Blowe had just finished a late security guard job. He was driving some co-workers home. He was on Southern Avenue near Suitland Parkway in Southeast when police said there was a crash after a driver crossed the line to try to pass Blowe's car. Family said Blowe got out of his vehicle and then was shot and killed. See, that's the first mistake, man. You in D.C., you know good better than that. Reverend Keith Johnson, Blowe's uncle, said he helped raise Blowe and his 3 brothers. So it's my son, it's my nephew, my business partner. Johnson said, terrible loss for all of us involved. He said Blowe was always drawn to helping others, even as a child, and it was led him to join the Marines. Johnson said Blowe had PTSD after his military service, then issues with substance abuse, and Blowe ended up in prison. But since getting out, he's been dedicated to helping others get services they needed after getting incarcerated. Okay. We have to learn to love each other and bring the city together. That's what my nephew was trying to do, Johnson said. Blowe used his experiences behind bars at D.C. Justice Lab, where he was a policy and advocacy fellow. He was among those who testified before D.C. Council about the historic reform of the city's criminal code. The bill finally passed on Tuesday, hours after he was killed. It's kind of hard to put into words, and it feels like to see his work come to a fruition without being able to share in that celebration with him, said Patrice Sultan. In some ways, the timing of it is an added injury on top of the loss. And I think we lost a really powerful voice and a really important movement, and that's not something that we're able to replace. D.C. police said Sunday that no arrest has been made and the case remains under investigation. They said family says donation in Blowe's honor can be paid to the charity Alpha and Omega Community Services. Information can be found online. All right, guys, this is my synopsis on this. I ain't trying to be heartless, but you reap what you sow, bro. Everybody done told everybody, and especially in the Sun community in Blackistan, quit trying to go up here and make it easier for criminals to do more crime. This man done went to jail and done got schooled to like, all right, well, we gonna give him a second chance. You can't give a lot of these criminals second chances. Look what we done seen every time you give somebody a second chance out here. They done did some criminal stuff lately. You know what happens? They wind up right back in this mug. Right back in the same situation. And now look at him. He dead. Dead on arrival. Now he done passed the bill where now he done make it where nobody is going to have a shot with these damn super thugs. No shot at all. And you got killed by the same thugs you trying to save. Because you decided to get out the car, which was dumb anyway. You don't get out the car when you get in an accident. You stay your ass in there. Now, if he runs off, you know, you get the license plate number and that. But no, he thought he was the mayor, I guess, of D.C. I'm going to find out why this brother hit me. I'm going to tell this brother he need to watch what he doing. And man, now look at you, dead. Y'all better quit it, man. Let me tell you. You know what I'm scared of more than anybody? The person that look like me with my skin tone whenever I'm in these crazy ass situations of getting wrecked or dark alley or whatever. I keep trying to tell people that. I don't never be worried about the white guy with the MAGA hat. I have nothing to worry about with him. The 9 out of 10 with the lifted truck, they ain't studying about me. But you let everybody else tell it, that's the ones that's doing all this killing out here. These are the ones that's hurting everybody. I don't know, but if you go to the gun memorial, what do we see? What do we see? Shout out to AK Nation who started that. We see Sun Man and Sun Woman after Sun Man after Sun Woman. Maybe get a little Glacier Glider here. Maybe a little Burrito Brother in there. A little Asian Persuasion. You know what I'm saying? A little Curry Brothers. You know, little indigenous people. But y'all know what it is. But anyway, guys, I'm finna go up here now, get to the main camera. I want to give a shout out again to Chanel. Thank you for all the donations tonight, sweetheart. Anybody donated to the Cash App? I'm looking now. I didn't see anybody, but if you decide to donate after seeing this video after hours, please don't hesitate to do it. It is pinned on the actual what they call that thing? Chat. So, you know, definitely don't be afraid to. Also, thank you, Devin. I love y'all too, man. You know all that. One hope, be careful, man. Don't be running helping everybody. Some people you just can't help, baby. But again, shout out to everybody for the donations. Dent Machine Company, definitely shout out for you for the donations you did last week. Again, guys, that's coming in late, that's gonna have to do the replay. I am not streaming tomorrow night after Jericho show. I have to be to work at 5 in the morning. But I will be streaming that day after I get home, get some rest. I'll stream that evening. Okay, probably about the same time, a little earlier. Try to do it between 6 and 7. That's what I'm gonna try to do with the Sunday night stream. I need to ask everybody. I'm finna do a poll tonight before I go to bed. Do y'all want me to start doing call-ins? Because if you do, I am about to invest in a number that you could call on the show anytime. I'm gonna make sure I reserve it for a year. So I need to know I'm gonna get some participation. I know I see a lot of people do call-ins. I see in Jamal, the minor Jamal does call-ins. I know ABL does call-ins. So I'm thinking about playing with it. Thinking about getting people to call in. Now, if you call in, my rules is gonna be this. You know, keep it PG-13. I mean, I know you go cuss or whatever, but keep it PG-13. You know what I'm saying? Don't be talking about nothing X-rated or any of that stuff. Just keep it PG-13. Tell me what you think about some of these topics and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm thinking about doing, having a call-ins. And if you become a member, we're going to start doing member panels where members can come up here and hang out with me. That's right. On certain days of the week, if you're a paying member, you can hang out with me on the panel and we can discuss different topics together and give our 2 cents in, especially if you're trying to grow your YouTube channel. So that way we can get you out there. Like I said, you help me, I help you. That's where we at. Again, shout out to everybody for their donations. It's going to be a great month. We're about to be pushing a all-time high. So please, guys, if you want to, tomorrow, I know everybody is was geared up for me to do it tomorrow night. But if you're ready Sunday, make sure you're extra drinking and smoking money good. Let's donate. Let's see if we can run it up again like we did that Saturday. Let's see if we can run it up again and have fun. You know what I'm saying? And invite your friends. Invite everybody over. The more the merrier. All right, guys. With that being said, I am going to take my black ass to bed. I love you guys. Take care of yourself. And whatever you do, please, for the love of God, stay away from Blackistan and White Glacier Valley areas, okay? Real talk. Blackistan and White Glacier Valley areas. These are starting to become some of the dangerous areas in between. Make sure that you're in more of the suburb atmosphere that's gated. I'm just saying. I appreciate it, Devin. One hope. You are fine. You are fine. I'm thinking about doing that, man. I've been seeing a lot of people being hooking up on my stream, dating and stuff lately. So I might start a dating show out of this MAGA movement, baby. Get y'all in, you know what I'm saying? Do a little dating show. But anyway, please like, share, subscribe. Get the fuck out of here. I'm out.